So this is it, the title deciding race in the Volkswagen Jetta TDI Cup Series. Wyatt Gooden starts on pole position, but he's closely followed by Karl Modov, who needs to finish ahead of Gooden if he's going to win the title today. Curtis Fung and Andrei Becher make up the second row, followed by Ben Anderson and Chris Modiano on the third. The race gets underway, and it's Wyatt Gooden in the lead from Karl Modov in second, Curtis Fung in third and Andrei Becher fourth as they go into Big Bend, and that's a sideways Chris Damron Jr. It looked like Maxim Yefanov just gave him a nudge there. Whoa, Courtney Smith loses control, he's on the grass. Well, he rejoins the track, but he's right down in 16th place. Andrei Becher down the inside of Curtis Fung, that's the third place. And Ben Anderson looking to make a move past both of them. He's alongside Andrei Becher, and Ben Anderson still alongside, and there's a little bit of contact there. And Chris Modiano behind them has just got down the inside of Curtis Fung, so there's battles for third, fifth, and looks like for 7th place as well. And as they complete the first lap, I would tell you the positions, but they're changing as I speak. Chris Modiano under real threat there from Chris Damron Jr. as they go into Big Bend. And Chris Modiano is through past Andrei Becher, but there's a looks like slight contact there, and Andrei Becher's run very wide. In fact, he's being hung out to dry. 3 cars go past him. Let's look at that on board with Chris Damron Jr. You can see Andrei Becher on the left in the white car just ran a little bit wide. And for anyone who's stumbled across this video who's not an iRacing member, all you need to race really is a PC within 2 or 3 years old, an internet connection and a steering wheel, and you can get involved too. And Curtis Fung looking very close to the back of Chris Damron Jr., and he gets alongside as they go towards the diving turn. This is a very narrow, difficult corner. Can he take the outside line and stay on the track? Damron Jr. manages to keep it alongside, and he's done a brilliant job. But I think Curtis Fung will take the line into turn 1. And he makes it stick by the looks of it. Yeah. And another look at the start. And it's a clean getaway from everyone, and except at the back. Watch the blue car in the middle there, Maxim Yefanov, just tagging the back end of Chris Damron Jr. But these cars very robust, and a bit of contact here and there doesn't really affect their handling too badly, and it all adds to the fun. This is the battle for 4th place between Curtis Fung in the black car and Chris Modiano in the blue car, and Curtis Fung looks to try and outbrake, but very late on the brakes, Chris Modiano, and he's run wide as a result onto the grass, and that gives away the place. And will he lose any more? Well, yes is the answer to that one. He's dropped right back, and that's a good demonstration of really the level of competition in this series. One mistake can put you right at the back. Oh, and contact between Chip Disharoon and Maxim Yefanov. Disharoon looks like he's lost 2 places, and he must have damage to his car after that. Here's a replay, and clearly Disharoon wasn't fully alongside, so Yefanov did nothing wrong in turning in on him. Well, remember Chris Modiano went off when defending Curtis Fung, and now he's moved back up to 11th position. And these Volkswagen Jetta TDIs make for some fantastic racing, some of the best that we've seen in iRacing. And I think that's because they're front wheel drive, not too powerful, anyone can jump in and drive. Karl Modov just doesn't seem to be able to respond with the same incredible pace we've seen from Wyatt Gooden this week at Lime Rock. And we had Andre Gomez earlier on in the season looking like the favourite for the championship, but since then he's fallen by the wayside, and it's emerged head to head. And what's this? Chip Disharoon hits the back of Johan Arlebrink, spins him round. Well, Johan was just minding his own business there, and Chip Disharoon, perhaps just a bit frustrated, gave him a nudge, but the first racing stewards won't be too happy with that one. And here's Ben Anderson in third place and doing a respectable job, having started 5th on the grid. And this is the best battle on the track at the moment. You've got this train of cars led by Chris Damron Jr. in the pink car and Corey Fergus in the green car, having a look down the inside. And also behind him, Chris Modiano down the inside of Daniel Torre. And they're side by side round the exit of Big Bend, going towards the left-hander. And Daniel Torre takes the line. He's defended his position well. And Chris Modiano will have to be patient. Oh, and he's stuck his nose in anyway. And there's contact and more contact. And Chip Disharoon is now back into play. He gives a nudge to the back of Chris Modiano to let him know he's in this race too. But he's lost control going up the hill and onto the grass, and perhaps some damage on the car causing that spin, but nevertheless a terrible race for Chip Disharoon. Corey Fergus is under real pressure from the yellow car, that is Tim Retiniti, as they go to who's this? Daniel Torre onto the grass. He's losing control of the car and looks towards the wall, and he survived, but he will be right at the back now. So Maxim Yefanov and Johan Arlenbrink exit the pit lane right in front of this battle, and this is allowing, wow, great control from Chris Damron Jr. Wow, he's sliding that back end all over the shop, and he's down the inside trying to take back the place that he's just lost to Corey Fergus, but also trying to defend Tim Retiniti, who's right on his tail now. And he's making a move on a part where you can't really overtake, and he's hit him, and he does really well to control that one, does Chris Damron Jr. Fantastic car control. And let's look at a replay. Yeah, a bit of blatant contact there, and it was only minor contact, but it was enough at that speed to require all of Chris Damron Jr.'s car control skills to recover. And they pass a back marker, and it's very close between Tim Retiniti still and Chris Damron Jr. We watch Wyatt Gooden, who, look at the gap. You can't even see anyone behind him. Karl Modoff just didn't have the pace here today to match Wyatt Gooden. And although they've been very close all season, I think Wyatt Gooden deserves this championship, having been the faster man today. Ben Anderson, he's driven a very consistent race, and he's done well to improve on his grid position. In 4th, you've got Curtis Fung, who really did well to survive this race after those frantic first few laps. And Andre Betcher, 5th. He too had a frantic start to the race, but quite an easy, relaxed second half of the race for him. And then you've got this battle for 6th and 7th. Who knows which one will finish 6th between Corey Fergus and Christopher Modiano. And then you've got this battle obviously behind, which we've been watching recently. And who is that? Tim Retiniti spins. What a shame for him, so close to the end of the race. So the final results: Wyatt Gooden crossed the line in first place, followed by Karl Modoff 6 seconds behind, Ben Anderson 3rd, Curtis Fung came 4th, Andre Betcher 5th, Corey Fergus 6th, Chris Modiano 7th, Chris Damron Jr. 8th, and in the championship just 7 points separated Wyatt Gooden from Karl Modoff in one of the closest seasons we've seen in iRacing yet.